What's going on, folk? In this video, we're going to do a few things. Like every video, of course. First, we're going to do my first Civic's first mod in 13 years. Then we're going to do some tire machine repairs because I damaged it during my move here. And then last but not least, most importantly, we're going to make my wife's Integra tight overnight. You heard? So stick around, and after the intro, you already know.
Drop down to their knees and make doer. Popsicle sticks race down the curb into the sewer. The next American hangman, sketched in crayon. Gangland, all the facade that you can spray on. Killing birds with one stone is what we stay on. Wingspan never too wide for you to prey on. The ways never cease to amaze or inspire. Illiterate, the signature's been forged in fire. Broken spirit, some assembly required. It confirmed the door of no return at Elmira. Screaming into the ocean for emotional support. We never won awards, we was wards of the court. Putting swords to umbilical cords to cut them short. Translation, vacation is in the last resort. Lemon drops and chips from the deli. Knock them out the box with spinning tops and skelly. Do it, you'll get to it what Mr. Womack would tell me. I was locked, my celly red nigga low Machiavelli. This inheritance was negative. Beverage is the devil's piss, states evidence. Give us anything instead of this drama. In the mirror light, Yayoi Kusama had me turn into Muhammad, to Buddha, the Dalai Lama. If I was snatching shoulder bag from somebody mama, am I cancerous? Can't discuss what the short answer was. Hungriest ones take the money and run, sometimes simultaneously taking one of your lungs. What I mean is I seen everything that's under the sun. Niggas below the poverty line live under the gun. We all scheming, savages ain't vegan. What the fuck is love? Don't need a reason to die. We die just because.
Before I had the Nina, I had to snap back with the Tisa. Practicing my ollie, I could hardly get my feet up. Had to hit the staircase just to roll the reefer. Now I'm smoking big cohibas out in Costa Rica like Portofino. Having flashbacks, niggas getting clapped at in front of cleaners on 34th Street. Until this day it haunts me. It's why I had to move raunchy. I know killers in Marcy, so please don't taunt me. I spent some summer times in Canarsie. Me and Quan getting stopped and fished by Hutchins Starsky. They was looking for hard drugs and armory. Mama told me not to let that shit bother me. Papa said to move cautiously, so the streets will never bother me. But you don't know that part of me.
I should watch my tongue. My skin gets red too easy. She don't wanna change her name like Washington. Wonders where I got it from. My parents' marriage was a toxic one. Oh well, I'm bout to cop a gun. Hope I got to use it. It'll help blow up the music. I know something slightly off with me. Drama is therapeutic. Ego hates feeling futile. Sometimes I move without scruples, like having Mrs. Perfect with me and still chasing approval from other women. I'm a glutton. I can't run from who I become. Dad's around the corner. Haven't seen him in like 3 months. We don't speak much. I don't handle balance well. Got a fragile shell. My money split the king and queen up. Then the castle fell. The tension in the air is still crisp. Sometimes I wish this game was over like I'm Lil Flip. Sometimes I'm wishing that my brain came with a kill switch. I don't vacation, dog, I guilt trip. Real shit. Yeah.
Slick, 008, 1964. Feel me? Now what's up, sis? What's the problem? Well, here's the file. Now they got me like a top agent shogun, watching me program. Like a hot nigga go from smash and explosion. Check the fabrics he worn from. Sass on the flow, get the documents from. Here we go. Now they got me like a top agent shogun, watching me program. Look a hot nigga go from smash and explosion. Check the fabrics he worn from. Sass on the flow, get the documents from. Here we go. Knock knock. Now me and my kid, now they got me on a plane Madrid. Cats say must get documents, scheme on brick. One rig to retrieve, send pick. Back team and quiz. Hurrying, homie in the lobby, honey studying the lottie-dottie. Once a piece, so Hun's a chief. Bodyguard study charming, find spot to sneak, kid a weakness, I peeped it. Housekeeping, leaping, he's sleeping, give a little piece then. Click, click, pick skips. Off to me, what did me? Hush, what me, Jimmy? List the white collar crimmy. Hope do the right thing with I bring Brits. Don't also keep a copy for me just in case trifling, might get in trouble though. Hype nigga like a flow, life of a 00. Now they got me like a top agent shogun, watching me program. Like a hot nigga go from smash and explosion. Check the fabrics he worn from. Sass on the flow, get the documents from. Here we go. Now they got me like a top agent shogun, watching me program. Look a hot nigga go from smash and explosion. Check the fabrics he worn from. Sass on the flow, sign documents from. Here we go.
This that alcohol at the back of your neck after a fresh cut, sharp and dressed up. Sway Valley dope boy Grace, the 88 911 Porsche in the car chase. Hit the switch, drop oil and slide safe to home base. Go yard, place your bets. Subway series, Yankee Mets. Sticking up the game again. Yankee and the Englishman. Who the best storytellers? Keep it a Will Chamberlain. Gangster and a gentleman. Cameras and bow ties. Fragrances, linens are tie-dyed. Suave Monaco flow. Universal audience watches us. Green Burmese, lotus flower. Silky as tux. Connected like Clarence Avon. Respected like Stringer Bell and Barksdale Avon. It pulls at my heartstrings just to say I got a song by Ricky and Nas, Black Bonds.
Now they got me like a top agent shogun, watching me program. Like a hot nigga go from smash and explosion. Check the fabrics he worn from. Sass on the flow, get the documents from. Here we go. Now they got me like a top agent shogun, watching me program. Look a hot nigga go from smash and explosion. Check the fabrics he worn from. Sass on the flow, get the documents from. Here we go. Excuse me, Mrs. Winterbottom. Yes, 008 seems to be acting unusual. Should we send the acid? Send the acid.
Are you a rich man? Are you a rich man?
My richness is life forever.
I see the swan, so I'm clutching my pearls. Every day look like the end of the world. Another day, another dollar to burn. I never really wanted nothing returned. I look around, all I see are dead faces. Hit the ground and I realize that I made it. Through the flames, at the fire on the path now. Trying to make it through the day before I pass out. No, I ain't buying what you selling. There's no telling what it costs for a felon. I'ma send it to her.
Okay, so check me out. Don't look at me. Check me out. It's different. It's not the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So you seen, we did keep a couple things, a little this, a little that. Boom. Feel me? So coming over here, and I'm gonna leave the car under wraps because it's pain in the ass to unwrap this shit. Also, I'm gonna leave it under wraps too because the carbon fiber is coming apart everywhere, and when you get this shit in your skin, this is worse than fiberglass. This shit sucks a lot. So anyways, so in the video I put billet drop front forks and billet rear drop control arms, and the reason for that is because I got them off of a different car that I have, I don't know, whatever. And I'm trying to console, I don't know. Yeah, I forget the name of the word, but I'm trying to get all my shit together because I'm trying to finish actually doing the disc brake conversion for this car. So I bought actually brand new e-brake cables that just came in, so I'll probably finish putting that together and doing a whole bunch of parts on that. But we're not doing that right now. We're doing this over here. Feel me? Look. Damn, what the fuck going on? You heard? Anyways, so yeah. You see I done did this thing like dang. And the funny part is in the video, you see me do that control arm, I'm pretty sure it was. And I was recording doing this one. And then I checked my camera and I was not recording. So I'm like, okay, that's not smart. So then I recorded that guy right there. Now, there's no nuts in these shocks. And that's why in the video I showed, like, you see the two ears like being near the holes. And when I dropped the car down, I was hoping they'd find their way into the pocket, into the, I don't know, the little cup that the top of the shock sits into, but they didn't. That's why the whole back of the car is still up really high. But it's not a big deal. This car's not going anywhere for a long time, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we did that. But so the reason why I never installed these on my silver car is because two things. One, I didn't necessarily want a drop control arm for my silver Civic. And then two, this one is rubber, I mean not rubber, I think it's polyurethane bushings in here. And the control arm that I plan on putting in that car is all spherical bearing. So I want to do spherical bearing front control arms, camber kit, toe arms, like all the control arms, I want to do spherical bearing in that car. Now it's funny because I've been hearing a lot lately how people talk about how, I don't know how harsh the suspension is and like how bad the cars ride on the street and all this shit, but I gotta be honest, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, because like maybe in a Honda it's like that, but like that car right there, that car right there, and that car right there, all spherical bearing cars ain't got nothing in that shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, it could be because they're rear wheel drive, it could be because they weigh more, I don't know. But what I do know is all those cars don't have bushings, they all have bearings in them, and they drive fantastic. Matter of fact, well, say my wife Z is almost like that, but that car drives really good too. So like, I don't know where people keep coming up with that notion the cars drive bad. Maybe their coilovers that they have don't drive well, and when they do those mods, the cars become rough because the coilovers can't be adjusted properly for the suspension, the new suspension. I don't know. Or maybe the chassis end up having too much flex. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, long story short too, in the front here, the reason why I didn't put the billet drop fork, this is drop rear control arm and a drop fork. The reason why I didn't put the billet drop fork in there is if you've seen the video where I went from this side to the other side before I had taken that one off, I had a suspicion, a feeling that clearance wise, I know the axles aren't that big, but I had a suspicion clearance wise, especially considering how I have the car set up, that the axle might have a potential to touch the fork. And like, I also know in the future I plan on going 5-lug, and when I do 5-lug, I'll probably end up getting the RSX Type S axles, which are even bigger. So like, I'm not saying it will or won't work, but like, I didn't want to kind of deal with that whole scenario just in case like it became a problem. Plus I'd have to redo my coilovers, readjust it, do all that bullshit, when to be real, I don't want to readjust anything on this car suspension wise until I put BC coilovers on that. So it's got, I think, True Heart coilovers on it. Don't care, they're not BCs. BCs are the way to go. You can't beat them for the price for anything, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's kind of where we're at with that, right? I mean, that's where I'm at with that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, like it just, I put it on that car because I need to take some parts off of this to put onto the Civic back there. Hold on, that car back there, because that car is actually missing some parts, which I'm actually gonna steal from this car later to put on there. I'm gonna start getting that Civic sort of ready soonish, because honestly, I don't need that car, don't want that car. I mean, I love EK hatches. I mean, I'd like to build a million of them if I could, but I don't need it. I don't want it. I need it to go, or I need to trade it for something else that I need. I don't know what that is just yet. Potentially an enclosed trailer, a cheap one, obviously, or like a Buick Regal maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Or as close to a Buick Regal as humanly possible. So we'll kind of see where that goes. Like that car, I want it to turn into something else, even though I do need the money, but I feel like it's a good opportunity for me to like trade it for something else kind of thing, or like sell it and then buy something else with that money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, as also, you watch me doing this, it's fucking around my tire machine, right? And so long story short, when I moved from my old house to my current house, the tire machine that I had, I used my cherry picker, which I thought I had a Harbor Freight one, which I definitely don't. The boom for it does not go out as far as the Harbor Freight one does, because I've used a ton of the Harbor Freight ones. The boom is definitely a lot shorter. So I tried to strap it around the base to lift it up high enough to put it on my trailer, which is that guy right over there. And what ended up happening is it started to lift up, and then it got sideways because the center of gravity got more and more and more funny, and the thing started leaning more and more, and I hobbled it over from my garage to my trailer, which was like 4 feet. It was like, we're not far at all. I got one corner of it on my trailer after like forever, because this thing weighs, I think, like 500 pounds, some like reckless shit. Like it weighs a lot. All steel, all, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I ended up, like I said, getting like one corner on the trailer. I started to get it on the trailer. The back was swinging over, like everything was cool. And I got to a certain point. I said, all right, cool. I had to take a piss like really bad. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a piss. I'm in a good spot. And as I turn around, I took 3 steps, and like this massive gust of wind came, just enough to just tip it over. Cause it was probably moving. I just didn't notice it. But like the gust of wind, like a gangster one, pulled over, and all of a sudden I just hear this fucking thing. It went from being like kind of sideways and up on the trailer a little bit to completely upside down, like everything. It took everything with it, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. So like that ended up happening, and in turn, it took this. This is my ram arm as for my tire helper. So when you have the wheel here, you have like a bead problem, you're trying to like take your power bar and like fold it over the rim or something. This guy right here will push the bead down below, push the sidewall down below the bead of the wheel. So this is like a must if you have low profile tires, you know, low profile tires, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a must. Or you're using 2 pry bars, which I have 2 pry bars, but it's a lot harder to use 2 than this guy right here. So what ended up happening is when it fell over, it snapped the top of this, and it crunched the whole controller box here. And what else? Yeah, this fucking thing got yanked out. Like it fucked a lot of shit up. It actually spread the beam on this a little bit too. Like it did so much shit. Like I still have to like try to see if this actually still works, you know what I'm saying? So I stopped here also in the video. I know it stopped short because like that's the old Ram right here. I stopped short because I forgot that I have a second Ram, but this Ram isn't for the tire. There's actually supposed to be a third arm, which is for a wheel you put on, so you don't have to use the pry bar to push a tire down. I don't like using those. And then because this Ram is thinner, that boy thick, you know what I'm saying? But I think I get away with using this anyways. This controller, all it does is go up and down, and the little box that sits here allows you to pivot up and down to lift this in and out. And what ends up, the box got crushed too. And while I was doing this, I realized that I think I have one more box, because I have the other arm for this machine somewhere. I don't know where it is. That's the problem, because I can't repair this box because I bent the fuck out of that thing. Like I think it might work if I like pick it up and down, but like that's not really how you want to control this arm. Like the arm can be pretty dangerous. So like, man, I don't know, this shit crazy. Just I gotta find this other box, other arm. And it used to be in the garage here. And I know I moved it somewhere because I was trying to clean out the garage when I first moved in. Like, it used to be like over here in this area where some of this shit is. But I know I moved it because I'm trying to access more of the garage to be able to use it until my shop gets put together one day. So yeah, we'll see how all that kind of shit goes. But if I can find that box, and if it's the same type of box, I'll be super lucky to like just take one out, put one in, cool. And then I can try to find like another one to order afterwards. But it's a Chinese tire machine. It's not like it's an American machine where you buying, you know, replacement parts and like whatever else you might need. This is a Chinese tire machine where they give you 10 different brands, but it's all the same shit in just different colors. Just dumb, you know what I'm saying? Which, not dumb, I guess. I made sure I bought one that was black so it like looked nice. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, so the tire machine, we're on hold, we're doing our thing. Now let's talk about, hold up, you know, this car's tight, but let's talk about this Integra right here, dog. Let's talk about that thing, you feel me? This Integra looks tight overnight, you know what I mean? Needs a wing, I know, don't worry, we're gonna get there. We gotta crawl before we ball, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really with the Conjo style, you know what I'm saying? Really aggressive, like aggressive tires, aggressive alignment. And since it's my wife's Integra, I didn't want to lower it as much as my Civic, but with this size tire, the car is definitely lifted up, so it's got plenty of ground clearance. I've already driven this car to my work and back, and it's got Toyo R888s in the front. It has a Kumo something tire in the back, or I don't know, something back there. These are 225 50/15, so it's a big ass sidewall, and that's too much sidewall. I didn't want to put that on my Civic. But on the Integra, because of the camber, this car eats up these 225s. And I'll say this, I was doing the off-ramp, or somebody in Mexico was doing an off-ramp at 80 miles an hour. Car didn't even fucking flinch. Like, this shit was crazy. Integras naturally handle really well, but just like this car handles, it drives like it's on rails. It's so crazy compared to like this one. This car still gives you the feeling of like, I don't know, it's definitely not the same feeling as this car, which is crazy to think. Now I know a lot of it really has to do with the tires on it. I'm pretty sure if I threw these on my car and just went and hit it, my car would work fantastic. But this car actually has a really nice set of coilovers. Well, not super nice, but like a really good set of coilovers on it. And I think that's a lot of the reason why it works so well. Now in the back of the car, I dropped the sleeve only like, I think, 1/2 or 3/4 of an inch, because that's all I could get out of the back. Otherwise I'd have to take this spring out and put a different spring in there and then kind of readjust it from there. But that's not how that coilover style is. So, you know, we ain't doing that type shit, feel me? In the front, I didn't lower it at all. I just did the wheels. I put in front of it to check to see if like they would fit like height wise where they were. They look good. The front lip sits low. That's all I need. This car clears everything for the most part, and it has the stance that I like. I'm still gonna have to spray these white right here on both sides. The mirrors can stay black, that's fine. Definitely need a wing like ASAP on this car. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, we out here, we rocking, you know what I'm saying? Also, this car, you see that I had to do an alignment on it, and in the video, like, I've driven this car before, the steering wheel's mad crooked, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Driven the car, do my thing, rocking that shit, you know what I'm saying, get a feel for it. And then, you know, the way I do the alignment is actually, this is probably one of the fastest alignments I've done in a while. And the first thing you always do is to make sure your steering wheel is centered to your steering rack, you know what I mean? So that's why I counted steering left and right lock to lock, to make sure the steering wheel stopped in the same spot or extremely close to the same spot. So that way you take the steering wheel off, go one tooth, move it over. Not all cars have that ability. For example, this Lincoln, you can only put the steering on two ways, because it's got flat taps in the shaft where the Japanese cars have multiple teeth, so that way you can have multiple locations of putting the wheel on, stuff like that. So I rocked the car, lock to lock, boom, boom, boom. And I said, okay, the steering wheel is centered to the steering rack, cool. And then while the car was in the air, I took a visual eyeball to see which wheel may or may not look like it's, you know, like toe in, toe out, whatever the case is. Because sometimes your steering wheel will be off, but you can't visually see the difference between your wheels and which one looks off or on, right? So obviously this one looked pretty square. I'm like, okay, I went to the other side, and the other side was obviously towed in. I said, perfect, you know what I'm saying? That makes life a lot easier. So I just did all my adjustment on this one side only. I didn't even touch the other side, and the steering wheel is almost dead square, you know what I mean? So like, now on camera, of course, I just did it like one time, you know what I mean? It's I don't want to call it trial and error, but it's definitely like, you make your adjustments, drive the car, which luckily I could just drive in the driveway because the driveway is long enough, back it all the way down, drive up, okay, steering wheel's still crooked. Do the toe plate, check the measurement again, okay, I'm still off, make more adjustment. Then when I got the adjustment to where I believe it was where it's supposed to be, then I said, okay, took it on the street, make sure on the real world scenario here, and then recheck the measurement one more time. I liked where it was looking and locked it in and called it a day. So it took me like, I think 3 times to just make an adjustment, check it out, come back, make an adjustment, check it out, come back. And like the 3rd time, I think I came back and like I locked it in, it was good to go. So the cool thing, I mean, it's cool I did that. I need to do an alignment on my Civic, of course, but that car ended up working out pretty well. And the tires, like I say, the tires just like, man, it's cool. Like the car's on R888s, but I know that my wife's gonna drive that car everywhere, so we're gonna replace those tires in like 2 months. You know what I mean? Because like they just wear out fast because they're 100 tread tires. They're not meant to be just driving around the street normally. And if your alignment is off even a touch, which technically that car is not only cambered in, but as it drives, technically it should toe out a little bit because I have the toe like I practically dead zero. Like it wasn't exactly intentional, but I was gonna do a slight toe in just to make sure that when the car drives forward, it becomes 0 toe, but we ain't there yet, you know what I'm saying? But the car's at like 0 toe. I didn't check the toe in the rear in the car. Seems fine. I mean, I'll give it a quick eyeball probably this weekend or something, but overall, like the car, man, this shit drives good. Like this car drives fucking good. Like I'm again, I know it has a lot to do with the fact that these are R888s in the front and it's a 225 tire and like all those things, like, but this car just handles so well. And then my wife got to drive the car on the Steelies, you know, wherever here and there, do a couple of errands. And after I put those on, the real test for the car after I've done like the alternator and a couple of things to the car is to make sure it survives normal world conditions, readjust the clutch in it, stuff like that, you know, put the new clutch slave and clutch master in there and shit like that. So like I drove it all the way to work, 30-minute drive to work, to back, in stop and go traffic, the full 9. It didn't overheat, didn't do anything crazy, you know what I'm saying? Cool. So this car does have 200,000 miles. It is a 1998 Integra. So it's like, we're gonna lose some things, you know what I'm saying? Put new, you know, belts on that thing already and like random shit. So like, it's gonna need stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the rear brake pads are almost gone, but the car stops super good. So like when the time comes, I'll replace the brake pads then type shit, you know what I'm saying? Probably throw some fucking slaughter rotors in there while I'm at it. I don't know, whatever the case is. So like as things, instead of being forward on the car and like just changing it all now, like I did with this, we gonna do after the fact, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the brake pads are starting to go out. Okay, we're gonna order pads and rotors, boom, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how the Integra is gonna go. It's on the most budget compared to this. And it's funny because I know you're thinking I got R888s and some fucking green ass fucking rotor slip wheels, or no, I don't know if they're rotors, but they're slips. And it's just like, oh, like, you know, you must have spent like a lot of money. No, saw a deal for like 500 online, on Marketplace, and like picked them up, you know what I'm saying? Like Because it's like, okay, you buy tires for the Steelers for like realistically around 180, 200 bucks for all 4 tires. Or for like an additional 300, you mean I get wheels that have tires on them? See what I'm saying? So I waited for that car for probably about a month or so, looking at different wheels and tires, trying to like talk to people and like get shit going. And it just so happened this guy worked out. I think it's awesome. I love the white on the green. I think it looks fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, this car's got that 2000s look to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have this car the same way. But like, yeah, dog, that thing busting. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about them stickers right there. I know there ain't no Toyos back there. Don't you worry about that thing. This car's cool as shit, you know what I mean? So she's super pumped on that car. The next thing on the chopping block for that car is probably to get the AC to work again. Probably needs Schrader valve, seals, O-ring, shit like that. I might need hoses. I mean, I don't know, but could need an air conditioner AC pump. Like, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out what that car needs next to get the AC to work. Even if the AC only works for 6 months, it's good enough for now, you know what I'm saying? Like, so spend a minimal amount of money on that shit, try to get it to work, because knock on wood, AC works in this car. She frosting, you know what I'm saying? She busting, she frosting. So I'm with that shit, you know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah. So yeah, got a steering wheel in that car just put in. Actually, now that I think about it, the Civic just got a Momo steering wheel. Someone on Marketplace, again, just happened to have an actually older Momo steering wheel, you know, the typical one you find in the Hondas. And I was gonna get a new one for this car, but I kept like, I don't know, because like they're kind of shaped funny. The grip is shaped kind of funny, and this ended up being a classic one. And I'm like, you know what? At least I know like an old school one will be real, not like a fake replica that like looks real. You get charged all your money for still. So I'm like, I got a cool old replica. I mean, I got a cool old real one instead of a fucking potentially new fake one that's you still pay $200 for, and you don't know it's fake until it's too late. So yeah, that worked out pretty well. So I'm pumped on that, you know what I'm saying? So we're doing things, you know what I'm saying? We're doing things. Also, update for Florida. Apparently there's a hurricane coming our way. Where it's gonna hit, we're not sure. It may hit us, it may not, but you know, they say this one's going to hit us next week. So yeah, you can join me as I prepare to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with all this. Oh, and then that. So yeah, we'll find out, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully nothing too crazy. You know, we'll do what we can. Hopefully keep power, that kind of shit too. So, you know, definitely try to get prepared now than later. That way, you know, in Florida, man, when hurricanes come, there ain't no gas, there ain't no fucking toilet paper, which is dumb as shit. The gas I understand, the toilet paper I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta try to get in where you fit in, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, stick around, find the fuck out. We gonna do some drifting with this here pretty soon. What else? I really want to get back to work on the 240. It just so happened that the Integra worked out. I was supposed to work on the 240 this weekend, but the Integra ended up working out as the vehicle to get worked on because I got the wheels for it. And to be real, my wife drives this every day. This is a 2021. This car has literally almost 100,000 miles on it already. So she drives that fucking thing everywhere. And I'm like, yo, we gotta stop driving that car a little bit. You gotta drive something else. The Integra's perfect car, really good on gas. So far, it runs really well. You know, gotta do a couple things here and there to it, but as time progresses, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you like the video, I appreciate that shit. In every video, if you made it this far, I put my merch. This is not my merch, obviously. You can see whose merch this is. This is LZ shit. But in all my videos, in the description, I have a link to my Instagram and a merch website. So if you're interested in picking up merch, check it out. You know, I'm talking about the baby. So last but not least, stay sticker free. Feel me?